Well, welcome to Cripple Fix It. I have an observation for you today. Basically, this is, exaggerated advertising. Which always does my head in badly. The worst sort of culprits appear to be like Hoover companies. And I saw a Vax Hoover, or carpet cleaner, advertised on TV very proudly. It looks exactly the same as the one they made before. And in fact, one that I've seen that's 10 years old. But this one's special. So chuck away your old one and buy this one because it has motion detection technology. So what it then went on to describe is the ability to know if you're pushing it forwards or pulling it backwards. Well, they must have been sitting around for days working that one out. So basically, if you're pushing it forward, it washes, so the wheels turn with the scrubbers on, and water goes in on the carpet. When you pull it back, and it knows now that you're pulling it back, it sucks the water up into the dirty water receiving tank. Well, this is real cutting edge, isn't it? So it's the fact that they call it technology that does me in, because it's not, is it? To know if a wheel's going that way or that way, you just need a switch on the wheel. That way or that way. It does my head in when they're claiming technology. There's another Hoover again, actually. I think it's the Shark one that has anti-hair wrap technology, where they've very cleverly put a comb interlocking with the brush. So as the brush rotates, the comb is supposed to take the hair off. And they call it anti-hair wrap technology. Again, using the term technology a bit loosely, I think, seeing as combs have been around for thousands of years, haven't they? Made out of bone or whatever. And this comb is no different than any other comb, other than the fact that they've added it to the Hoover. So it's not anti-hair wrap technology, it's anti-hair wrap feature. That's how it should be sold. But they're selling it as technology. So you think, they must have had a team on this for months. I think I'll buy that. And the other day I saw a toothbrush advertised. I think it was 250 quid. And it's claimed, the advert claimed, that it's powered by AI. Well, if you don't know, AI is artificial intelligence. And you really, even if you take that term, most people think, artificial, a robot talking to me kind of thing, the robot that you could go and say, go and do the washing up for me. I can't be bothered. Go and do the hoovering, do whatever. That would be artificial intelligence. Something that could be doing multiple tasks under instruction, and if it messes up, it learns from it. as like a child would. Hopefully you can bypass the child bit with the programming and say, well, don't drop glass stuff because it's going to break. So, but if it makes a slight mess, it learns from that and don't do it next time. That is artificial intelligence. What the hell can they put in a toothbrush and claim to be AI? It's beyond me. I mean, as I am a programmer, I do programming for a living, I can can guarantee that AI is so far away. All these people who are worrying about a sort of Terminator type of scenario have got nothing to worry about, because it's not going to be around for a very, very long time. They are miles away from it. I've seen AI used so much, spouted so much in recent years. The phones, the cameras, I don't even like to use the term, but the cameras now can detect faces and zoom in on, so that they're using what they're terming AI, but it's not AI. It's only AI if it learns from a scenario, records that scenario, and brings it back next time it does that task. What the hell can a toothbrush? It's beyond me. Totally beyond me. Look at the size of a toothbrush for starters. To have proper AI, you need masses of storage, processing power, memory, and they're claiming to have that in a toothbrush. Oh, that's good. To help you clean your teeth better. Well, if you don't know how to clean your teeth properly, you're in trouble, really. And I honestly don't think AI toothbrush, what's it going to do, moan at you? No, that was only a minute and a half and you missed a tooth at the back. Oh, did I? Oh, well, I better do that again. It's not going to do that, is it? You know it's not. It's not proper AI. To my mind, if you're gonna claim something as AI, like cars that they're testing that drive themselves, which I still think is a bloody ridiculous idea. They at least have AI in the sense that they're out there testing them so they can learn from it and not do it again. But it's not just the learning of all that happened. You've also got the human brain can have a predictive, uncanny knack of knowing. Some people don't do it. Some people are bad drivers. They just go. But if you have avoided accidents, you can see, well, that person pulling out there, you don't just look at the car, you also look at the person. What's that person doing? You quick look over, shouting at his kiddie. He's not paying attention. So you hover over the brake, and then he may make a rash pull out. Now, these cars are only looking at the car. They can't look at the person and see. You can look at a person and see that they're frustrated, angry, or aggressive. And you can think to yourself, well, I'm going to be careful of that one. There's no way they are anywhere near getting it sorted, because it's not proper AI. It's with the cars. I think they've realised that they've got a problem because there are so many possible scenarios that can happen on a road. You've only got to look at some of the accidents that have happened with these cars being tested. And I believe they're tested with someone behind the wheel as well. They're probably as half asleep after a while, aren't you? And that's the big problem that they're finding. And I've heard of 2 accidents that I've heard of, but I'm sure there are probably many more that I could look up. One was a person pushing a bicycle, and the car didn't appear to know what the hell it was, so ran them over. Don't know whether the person was died, but was injured. And another one, a bloke this was in the early days, he was, instead of doing what the manufacturer says, which is you must keep your hands on the wheel and alert, he was watching a video. And a lorry pulled out. The side of the lorry was blank, not sign written. And the car thought it was the sky, not a lorry, so carried on going. And he died. So although this testing is definitely necessary, and they're gathering in masses of data, I mean, what's the storage going to be in these cars? It's going to be huge. I don't believe they'll ever get a scenario where they can store every scenario that can happen on a database and then call it in that split second. The data rates aren't even there. How much data have they got to sift through in a split second to avoid an accident? I'm not getting in one, that's for sure. I'd rather get in a car with a bad driver. At least you have some options. You can shout at the bad driver. You can pull the handbrake up. You can grab the wheel. It's very worrying. But it's a term that other companies, like toothbrush companies, are using wrong. People think AI is the cutting edge. We're going to say we got it in a toothbrush. You've got to ask some questions as to how the hell that helps you clean your teeth. I can't honestly believe that it can. And but it's selling, but it's to me it's false advertising. If you use the word technology and you've added a feature which is a comb to a Hoover, but you're calling it technology, it's not really business. You can get a group of school kids together to work that one out. As with motion detection technology. What is that? It's coming up with a fancy name to know whether your Hoover's going that way or that way. It's something you can knock up in the garage in about half an hour. They've probably spent millions. Hopefully they haven't, because it really is sad state of affairs. To get you to buy more, throw your other one away before it's actually died. Buy a new Hoover based on technology, new technology. If a Hoover came out and said, this cleans your carpet twice as good as any other Hoover on the market, you'll buy it. But they can't claim that, because they've all got the same motors, the same suction. Most of them have the same filters. Bags or not, but some of them have even gone back to bags now. It does. You have to be aware. Don't just buy stuff because of claims. Ask some questions. It's worth Googling sometimes message boards when you've got people who bought them. Do that before you buy any Hoover or toothbrush or anything where they've claimed some alien type technology that doesn't exist and won't exist for years. So you haven't got to worry about Terminators or any such things for quite some time, I can guarantee you. Because there's no way that there's any system in place which is anywhere near mimicking a human brain or human behaviour. You'll get examples of snippets. A computer that can jump, a robot that can jump backwards and walk quite realistically. You can try and push it and it won't go over. It can self-right itself. If you think about it, that's just doing a few specific tasks. What you want is one to say, go and wash the car now. I did see something the other day where they're worried about the Alexa smart speaker type things, which of course everyone rushed out and bought because they thought, oh, that's good, I can control the whole house with this. How the hell they thought a little round thing like that would control the house? They then realised they've got to spend $2,000 on lights, and anything else they want to turn it on and off, you're going to have to buy a specific one that works with it. Otherwise, all you'll be doing is asking it what the weather is and play music, please. That is the extent of the technology. And the other thing you haven't bought is people think they bought a computer with all that knowledge in this little round thing that sits on the side. They didn't. All they bought was a voice-activated Googler. Any information it gets from the internet. Not from itself. It can't learn. It just goes. You say something, it quickly Googles it, or it does an instruction, built-in instruction like turn the lights on. If you've bought the lights. If you haven't bought the lights, it won't turn your lights on. No matter how many times you sit there saying, Alexa, turn my lights on. Why isn't it working? I don't understand it. Well, because you haven't bought the lights. They don't tell you this in the adverts, so do they? Yeah, Alexa, £39. Alexa's a smart speaker. Brilliant. I think they're dying a death though, because sales of those have dropped off incredibly because they become another thing sitting on the side gathering dust. Another thing to dust because your AI robot isn't there yet and can't dust it for you. So you'll have in your kitchen your Alexa gathering dust next to your sandwich toaster that's gathering dust, next to your bread maker that's gathering dust, next to your George Foreman grill. All this stuff gathering dust. So you've now got no kitchen left to make a sandwich or your dinner. So you'll have to order it out every night. So you haven't got a kitchen left. So please, do a little research and don't believe the hype. Don't believe the adverts. If they're saying something which sounds a little bit unbelievable or sounds. I mean, the hair wrap technology in the Hoover may well work, but I have a sneaky suspicion all you'll end up doing is in 6 months' time turning the Hoover up, seeing that there's a Yeti under there, but no, it's not. The hair's not wrapped around the brush anymore. It's wrapped around the comb, so you've got to cut it off the comb, which is probably a more difficult job than cutting it off the brush. And the toothbrush, well, good luck with that one. What on earth that's doing for you, I don't know. The same as a toothbrush that has the app. Oh, very interesting. People must read that app. Oh, I haven't brushed my teeth properly this morning. I best brush them better this evening, because this app tells me that I haven't done that. So no, don't, you won't have any worries about robots trying to kill you or anything like that for an awful long time, because the technology and the programming is nowhere near. They need to start from a different. I won't go on, but I don't think they're starting in the right place, because they're always trying to solve an application problem like cars. That's a massive one in my opinion, one that won't get sorted out. There'll be loads of people dying. The problem won't come when they're in the transition period where you have humans and cars that drive themselves on the road at the same time. That's where the problems will come in, because there's no way the computerized cars will be able to predict what the humans are doing, because humans are unpredictable. Can't be predicted. They will always do the most bizarre things. Well, I don't even know why they did them. And the cars will go, oh, well, we'll learn that one, but we've careered into a bus full of children or whatever. Don't matter, learning experience, tick that one off. Got that one now. It's quite a sad state of affairs, really. How many people have to get hurt whilst they're testing this? At least with computers, which they've done in the last few years, throw out an operating system and get feedback from it, because they can't be bothered to test it properly now. They just launch it, because they know that the best testing is done on the masses of random humans that use it. Because they'll do I've seen it myself, they do all sorts of strange things. You think, how the hell have you done that? And they have no idea. Don't know. Alright, that's my rant for today. I may do another rant discussing the what's the word? Is how everyone fell for the cloud idea, and then how everything was cloud based. Cloud this, cloud that. No one has a clue. Oh, I've got everything in the cloud. What's the cloud? You ask them, and they go, I don't know. Well, most of the time it's false. The cloud is literally just a computer on the internet, online, God knows where, don't matter where, anywhere in the world. That server, storage or whatever, they decided one day, someone decided to call it the cloud. So then everyone copied that. Oh, it's cloud-based. Well, my interpretation of cloud was basically in web hosting, you had cloud computing with shared resources and I'm going on, but it's a separate video to try and explain to people what the cloud is, where it came from, and how. I mean, it's like Apple phone users. The reason you'll get celebrities hacked and photos coming out so often is because they'll have an email address you'll be able to find of them. They'll have a terrible password that's probably based on their dog's name. Someone will then, they won't be able to hack the phone, but they store everything in the iCloud, which is just online. It's a server, it's storage online. And then what they do is they can see everything. Then pictures, videos, contacts, history, absolutely everything is stored in the cloud. So someone just take their computer, log in. If they guess the password right, of course the face recognition thing don't even work then, does it? Face recognition. Well, that was someone hacked that within hours of Apple launching their phone. It's gone right back. I'll forget that idea. That was a terrible idea, wasn't it? Yep. And they made models, and they got in with models, like a mannequin. It's terrible. Right, I shall leave you there, but please be careful when listening to adverts and don't fall for the technology thing. It's all a load of rubbish. And I will let you know when AI is a thing, if I'm still alive, which somehow I don't think I will be. And you've got to worry about Terminator style event happening. But I think if I live to 180, I can say I may tell you about something where AI is a thing rather than a thing that don't work. Right, cheerio.
Your clothes. Give them to me, now.